Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cryptocurrency Show today, and I'm glad to have you guys here. Today is July 17th, 2019. Anyway, let's get started. Let's open up the charts right here, and let's take a look. No, I'm not going to look at silver price. I'm going to look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations. We're looking at 265.9 billion. Let me refresh the page and see which way it's moving. 265.5 billion. So we had a little jump up in price this morning. A little bounce in the altcoins. You know, the Bitcoin dominance was getting awful high. It's at 65.2% right now. So you guys want to know where I think cryptocurrency is going. Now, this is just me. And I mean, I've watched these charts in cryptocurrency, and I'm used to the volatility in the marketplace because it's always been an extremely volatile asset. And after you watch the charts long enough, watch the charts through 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, all those years I've been watching cryptocurrency charts. After a while, you start to get a feel for it, kind of like almost like a riding bucking bronco guy, you know, when he's on the back of a horse. You know, these guys that ride in the rodeos, you know, they get a feel for that horse after a while, and they kind of know which way he's going to kick next, you know. They have to in order to stay on its back, stay on the horse's back. So the same way with the cryptocurrency market. You start to get a feel for it after a while, and you start to get a feel for the volatility. Now, I'll tell you what my feeling is right now, and I do not want you guys to go out there and use that as investment advice, because it's not investment advice. It's just a feeling of mine which way this is going to turn in the next little bit, you know. And so that's all it is, you know. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin price right now in the chart for today. What we see is 97.18. Let's click on it again and refresh it. 97.17. If we go to the 1 day here, what we can see is we just got done having a little bounce. We're starting to level off and go down just a little bit. Now let's take a look at the 1 hour and get right down close and see what it's doing. Well, it's basically going along sideways right now. So, I'll tell you what my feeling is about all this. I don't think that this retracement, this price correction is quite over yet. I think it's very possible that it could break down and we could see an 8 on the front of that number instead of a 9. But if we get there, into the 8s, 8,000 whatever, you know, we got tremendously good support right at $8,000. So that's about $1,700 lower in price than Bitcoin is right now. Got really good support there. I don't think it's going to make it quite down to that level before this is over. This little downward trend that we're in right now. The bears are kind of in control a little bit. I think it's going to taper off. I think you're probably going to see 8,800 probably at the bottom of this, you know, and then it's going to start to move back up again, I think. I think that not too distant future. See, an awful lot of this depends. What this does in the future depends upon the world economy as well, you know. We got situations in the world economy that could really affect the Bitcoin price. Like one of the situations is right now is a failing Deutsche Bank, one of the biggest banks in the world as far as derivatives is concerned. It's a failing institution. They're losing $1 billion a day. They're bleeding. They're losing their strength, you know, $1 billion a day. And if that thing goes down, it's going to cause basically interbank lending is going to come to a stop. The derivatives books on a lot of the other major banks are going to have to recalculate their positions because Deutsche Bank's derivatives are integrated into their derivatives, and it's going to cause a sort of meltdown that the government's going to probably have to respond to within the banking system. Well, that could have a profound effect upon Bitcoin, and I can't tell you exactly which way it'll turn, whether it'll cause Bitcoin to go up or down, but what I can tell you for an absolute certainty is that's going to create a lot of volatility within the crypto markets. It's going to create an awful lot of quick movements to the upside and downside. It's going to put Bitcoin on a springboard, like it's going to. So just yet, of course, Deutsche Bank hasn't went down yet, but we got other situations. We got trade wars. You know, Donald Trump's big trade war he's got going on. And all of these are factors that can come into play. But negating all of these factors that are in play, I see Bitcoin coming down maybe to 8,900 or whatever, you know, or it might not even come down much lower than it is now. And then I see it starting to slowly heat back up again. It's starting to go back in, getting ready for its next leg up, which I think is going to take us up to around 16,000 on the next leg up. That's what I'm thinking, around 16,000. And then we're going to go through the same process we just went through, where it went up to 13,800 and it fell back to like 9,700. We'll go through this same process all over again, but it won't be falling back to 9,700 after it goes to 16,000. It's probably going to fall back to 13 or 14,000. And then we'll go through the same process all over again when it gets ready for its next leg up again. You know, and this is the kind of thing we're going through with these cryptocurrencies right now. For a trader, you know, I mean, it's cream and gravy, you know. All this volatility and price, large price actions to the upside and to the downside. I can tell you there's a lot of people getting rich off of these coins. Now, myself, how I first got started in all of this was early on. I did a little bit of trading around with it back when it was more or less a toy. It was like penny stocks, you know. And I did a little bit of mining, and since I've got out all of that. I'm not into that anymore, you know. But now I'm into price forecasting on the channel here with you guys, and I try to accumulate a little bit of Bitcoin. I'm doing HODL, and just like all of you guys, I'm doing exactly the same thing as you guys, you know. So, what else have we got going on? Well, we got this Facebook's new Libra currency. I think it's coming in now to a regulatory hurdles that it has to climb over, and I think they've already said that they're going to wait until they climb over all these regulatory hurdles before they finally release it. I think that's what they've said. Anyway, might be a long time waiting. You might be growing a beard down to your knees by the time you wait for Libra to come out. Meanwhile, there's these other ones that are taken into this exact same space. Here's one right here called Celo Coin, S-E-L-O. It's an open platform coin that works on your mobile phone, and it can do everything that Libra can do, but it's getting in their head. Now, you know, with Bitcoin, you know how important first mover advantage is in these markets. Everything is turning upside down in the whole world's financial system right now, and the future is in blockchain technology. And this thing is working, this Celo is working on blockchain technology to basically take up the same spot as Libra was going to take up, but if Libra is held off, and they can't get approvals and everything else, and these regulatory agencies can take months and months and months while they decide what they're going to do. Meanwhile, this coin's going to hit the market out there, this Celo coin, and it has a very similar function to Libra. And in fact, it says here, Celo's stable coins are stable value currencies implemented by an algorithmic reserve-backed stabilization mechanism. The first stable coin, CUSD, is pegged to the US dollar. So they're going to be pegged to the dollar just like Libra coin. This gives them a certain stableness against volatility that the crypto ecosystem doesn't have quite as much. But also, there's negative effects to this because the dollar's getting ready to go into a hyperinflation pretty soon. And so you've got to understand that these coins that are pegged to the dollar are going to go into a hyperinflation as well. You know, this is what we got coming. And so the coins that are not pegged to the dollar and are not centralized, they're going to be going in the opposite direction. You know, but until that happens, until we get the hyperinflation, well, these coins might do particularly well in the crypto ecospace, these coins like CeeLo. And so that's what's happening. Listen, thank you guys for listening to this report. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll catch you again very, very soon. Bye-bye, guys.